Hello, Internet. I'm Corion, your witch in residence. And with Gladiator 2 coming out, I thought it might be good to revisit the original Gladiator. Now, we've all seen the movie, it stars Russell Crowe. There are fantastic actors throughout the entire piece. Um, I'm particularly a fan of the characters that were the other gladiators that he was working with. Some of them were absolutely fantastic. When we look at the movie, though, I tend to look at the main themes for this one because I feel like they're the most important here. The main themes in Gladiator are duty and honor, family, loyalty, and of course, revenge, right? Now, they explore these in a few different ways, but the ones I really want to focus on are duty and honor. Duty and honor are connected in the sense that they both involve doing what is right or expected of you despite your personal feelings, right? Um, I would also say family is a pretty important one too because it motivates Maximus's actions throughout the movie, right? He has a strong sense of duty towards his family and will do anything for them, even die for them, if necessary, as he does at the end when he saves Commodus from being killed by the rules of his father, right? Loyalty to family is another major theme in Gladiator because all three characters have strong ties to people who are important to their lives. Marcus Aurelius, who's the Maximus's kind of father figure, right? Aurelia, Maximus's wife, and Lucia, Commodus's sister, right? Now, if you didn't know what the main idea here is, when I talk about duty and when I talk about loyalty, Maximus's duty is, let's look at the kind of the three layers of duty. First, there's the duty to himself, right? To maintain his personal views on what needs to happen, um, being faithful to his wife, those sort of pieces, right? And he does those, right? Then there is duty, or well, yeah, duty really to his family, right? But when I say family, I also mean like his extended family, the Aurelius's, the emperor's family, right? He agrees to become the regent and not be going home to his family in Hispania, instead, probably going to be picking them up to take them to Rome because of his, because his father figure, Marcus Aurelius, has asked him to be the regent, to take care of what he loves and make sure Commodus eventually becomes the man that can become emperor. And that's an important role, right? And it's a very dangerous one too. And taking care of Commodus's sister and making sure that she is alive and well and happy and able to do all the important things is another critical part of that duty to the larger family. And then there's also duty to his society, right? He's been a general. He's been, he's agreed to become the regent to take care of Rome so that Rome will endure, so that his society will continue to flourish and grow and be as important as it has been to become what it needs to be. Okay? So he is following all of those duties. And as for honor, he has a personal code that he is following throughout the movie, right? And he's sticking with it despite those rules making life more difficult for him, right? And in fact, he basically does everything he can to ensure the survival of all of those people because he gave his word, right? He put forward, he put on the line everything he believes in to make this happen. Okay? That is his honor being displayed on screen. And when he becomes a gladiator, he doesn't use illegal or inappropriate actions. He behaves as he should as a gladiator, but also as the person who should be the regent of Rome. Okay? he lives up to his own personal ideals because it is the right thing to do, and how to grow and how to be everything he needs to be. This is absolutely critical, these twin ideals of duty and honor. And we can see them play out even today, right? We see that we have a personal duty to follow those rules that we have agreed to live in, to be a part of society, to accept people as people, even if we disagree with how they live or what they choose to do in their own homes. We have a duty to, our family and our friends, to take care of those that we care about, even when it's hard, right? If your friend needs a couch to crash on and you have one, you offer it. If a friend needs a ride to the airport, even when the traffic sucks, you do it. If the offer of pizza and beer is made to help a guy move, you do it. Okay. I firmly believe that it needs to be somewhere in the social contract of humanity that if you buy a pickup truck, you are duty bound to help a dude move when he needs it. Now, thankfully, I don't run into that problem too much, but it's true. That's how it should work. Okay. And then you also have the duty to society. Okay. To follow the laws of the land, to help shape your society in the manner you feel it needs to go forward. Even if I disagree with it, if you truly and honestly believe in what you're voting on, then do it. And you have a duty to vote, even if you do not feel any of the candidates meet with your requirements. You have to find a way to make that happen. If the candidates aren't meeting with your requirements, work within your political system to change those candidates to someone you do. You are only helpless if you believe you're helpless. If you are willing to decide, I'm going to figure out how the system works and I'm going to get the person that I need in there to do the right thing, then do it. Okay? I'm not making any specific political affiliations thing here. I know a lot of my very wonderful subscribers are American. You have a completely different system than what I work in. We have multiple political parties up here. If I don't like how the conservative or the liberal candidates are voting, I have a third, fourth, and fifth party I can vote for. But you guys have to do you. Okay? And at the end of the day, it is on your honor to carry out those duties with integrity. Okay? Being an honorable person means that you have developed a code of your own that you are choosing to live by. All right. Now, that code can vary wildly from person to person, right? I don't expect your personal code to mesh exactly with mine, but I do expect you to live by your code, even if living by your code is not something that I would personally agree to do. Okay. I don't hold anyone else to my honor code. Okay. I hold myself to it, and I associate with those people whose codes are similar enough to mine that we can get along. But there should be honor among brigands, if you will, right? Among the rogues of us, among, everything from honor among soldiers on the battlefield to behave in a manner that if somebody surrenders, you honor that surrender and take them properly as a prisoner and let your government decide what the rules of war are going to be in that regard, to honor among those people who are working in a shop and selling something for the prices listed and not overcharging someone simply because you can. Okay. these are the rules that we live by in a society, is ultimately is personal honor. Okay? Even if someone chooses to ignore certain laws in their land, if you have a personal code you're following, chances are it's going to lead you in the correct course. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to recommend some reading for you guys if you guys don't have your own code set up. I highly recommend looking up the system called Stoicism. Okay, this is especially for guys, but I think there's a lot that my female subscribers could learn from it too. Okay, the idea of only getting involved in things that you feel warrant your action on, of thinking before one acts, and when you act decisively with all your worth. Okay? It's something to read about, it's something to get books on and understand. I'm also going to recommend you read Machiavelli's The Prince. Now, there's a reason why. I don't personally agree with the recommendations Machiavelli makes. For the most part, I feel that ruling through fear is not an acceptable way to rule. But the truth of the matter is, it's a codified system for how to run things. It's, for lack of a better term, an honor code for leadership. It's not one I agree with, but I want you to read it because I feel you can learn just as much from stuff you don't agree with as the stuff you do. And who knows, you may find something in there that does tick for you, and by all means use it. Okay? And the third book I'm going to recommend is Plato's The Republic. Okay? This is Plato attempting to show how a just society should work according to that time. Now, this is a classical book. It was written in a time when it's completely acceptable to invade your neighbor because they looked at you funny. But there are important pieces in there about how a just society works. And understanding the underpinnings of how things like democracy and leadership and justice should work will help you develop your own systems. And at the end of the day, your personal honor will reflect how you choose to carry out your duties to yourself, to your family and friends, and to society. That societal goal, if you have an honor system and you can explain how you choose to behave to others and follow it, others are going to help develop their own. And pretty soon, we will get back to governments that don't have a choice but to act honorably because the people that keep them in power refuse to vote for someone who doesn't. Okay? Believe what you want in terms of, I'll give you an example. My personal views on politics are, I want a liberal society where people are allowed to do whatever the heck they want, so long as it doesn't infringe upon my ability to do whatever the heck I want, and it doesn't involve hurting someone. But financially, economically, I'm very conservative. I want you to be able to do whatever the heck you want. I just don't want to have to pay for it out of my pocket. So my behavior in terms of government reflects that. If I see a candidate that says, look, do whatever you want in the privacy of your own home so long as you're not hurting your spouse or whatever, and in society, we all agree publicly that this is how we're going to operate, and we're going to do it in a way that makes the most economic value for our dollar that we possibly can, I'll vote for them, right? If they put forward something like, we're going to put more money into education because I want a smarter voter base who realizes the genius of my plan, I'm probably going to vote for them, right? If we put in somebody that says, look, I want to be able to afford to do all of these cool things that everyone wants to do, but until we get other spending habits under control. We just can't. I'm willing to listen to them. So the key is you guys get to decide what society you get to live in. And at the end of the day, Maximus didn't get to live in the society he helped create, but he helped create a republic. His honor and duty shone through on, at the time, the known world. And I think if we choose to act with honor and duty and fellowship to the others in our society, I'm pretty sure we can too. All right, guys, thank you so much. I apologize for this video. The previous video, there was some sort of error in the encoding, and it didn't actually pick up the volume, so I hope I've got it solved this time. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.